Tonight, from Los Angeles, in the International Ballroom of the Beverly Hilton Hotel, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association presents the 35th Annual Golden Globe Awards. Brought to you by Colgate with MFP fluoride. Only your dentist can give teeth a better fluoride treatment. Starring your Masters of Ceremonies, Charles Bronson and Jill Ireland. Also starring Jenny Agutter, Marisa Berenson, Susan Blakely, LeVar Burton, Richard Burton, John Cassavetes, Charo, Chevy Chase, Michael Douglas, Peter Falk, The Fifth Dimension, Ben Gazzara, Melissa Gilbert, Lee Grant, Mark Hamill, Lisa Hartman, Richard Harris, Ron Howard, Lance Kerwin, Cheryl Ladd, Hal Linden, Lorna Luft, Mary McGregor, Lee Majors, Lee Marvin, Marsha Mason, Peter O'Toole, Michelle Phillips, Tony Tennille, Ann Turkel, Henry Winkler, and Nelson Riddle and his orchestra.
Anyone who is anyone is attending the Golden Globes. Anyone who is anyone, some in tail, some in chin of the road. This night's international, VIPs like wall to roll. Get set to cheer, 'cause anyone who is anyone at all is here. Years have come, the years have gone so fast. Who would have ever thought that we would last? From our early beginnings to grow where we used to be. All the losing and winnings tonight, we're on NBC. Yes, tonight we're standing tall, though we've walked some winding roads. There were lots of episodes from some early Golden Globes you may recall. Anyone who is anyone will please join us on each of the coasts. Get set to read, get set to meet, and welcome the evening's host. Talk of ghosts and beat that song, sound of brass and beat the drum. The moment is near, and here they
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Bronson and Jill Ireland.
Thank you, and good evening, and welcome. welcome to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association's 35th Annual Golden Globe Awards for Outstanding Achievement in Motion Pictures and Television during the past year. Oh, well, now, you know, there's an awful lot of suspense tonight, so why don't I try to help everyone relax? And I'll tell you what it's like living with Charles Bronson. Well, since you brought it up, I guess I'll just plunge in and tell you all the gory details. You don't mind, do you, darling?
Since somebody brought it up, go ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, it's probably just as you suspect. It's not easy. He's not a great mixer. So whenever we have company over to the house, I try and I pull him away from his basket weaving and his petty point, and I force him to join the party. Actually, Charlie does like being near me as much as possible, probably because I do so much for his ego. But he hates traveling. I adore traveling. He'd rather stay home and wash the dishes and change the sheets. So I just schlep him along anyway. You know, most people think that stern, intolerant look on his face is part of his macho image. Actually, it comes from having to drag my luggage around. Another thing about Charlie, he's proud and yet he's shy. I mean, he never asks for anything. If he wants anything, he simply suggests.
Yes, and I suggest that we get on with the show.
Okay.
The Golden Globes is not a new award dreamed up overnight. Its credibility is firmly established, having first bestowed its honors back in 1943.
And its past winners for Best Motion Picture Drama of the Year sound like a Hall of Fame of screen achievements. There was Sunset Boulevard, A Place in the Sun, On the Waterfront, Around the World in 80 Days, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Dr. Zhivago, The Godfather, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and last year's Rocky, just to name a few.
Nominations for the Golden Globe Awards are made by members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, all of whom are accredited by the Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers, Incorporated. The voting members must certify that they are not employed in publicity or promotion by a motion picture or television company.
You know, both the nominating and final ballots were prepared under the direction of the certified public accounting firm of Arthur Young and Company. Members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association returned their ballots directly to Arthur Young and Company, who tabulated the results.
And here are two representatives of that firm, Stella Melvin and John Facio.
Each year, the members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association select a young lady to assist in the presentation of these awards. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Miss Golden Globes Awards, Miss Elizabeth Stack.
Please welcome the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, Miss Judy Solomon.
Since the Hollywood Foreign Press Association is made up of correspondents bringing to the attention of foreign audiences American motion picture and television programs, and since the worldwide box office has grown to larger proportion and importance, it makes the Golden Globe truly an international award of great significance. To win any award is a lovely achievement, but to be nominated is truly an honor, for it means the energy and love you put into your work has been appreciated. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association would like to thank Charles Bronson, a former Golden Globe winner, and the very talented Jill Ireland, for graciously accepting to be our MCs in the middle of filming Love and Bullets, Charlie. Also, our special thanks To all performers and participants, thank you.
There's no such thing as a secondary role anymore. A small part can emerge as a very important and powerful one, as we have seen in some recent motion pictures. And to present the awards for Best Motion Picture Actor and Actress in a Supporting Role are Charlie's newest angel, Cheryl Ladd, and one of the screen's most popular heroes, Henry Winkler.
The nominees for the Best Motion Picture Actor in a Supporting Role are Mikhail Baryshnikov for The Turning Point,
Peter Firth for Equus,
Alec Guinness for Star Wars,
Jason Robards for Julia.
Maximilian Schell for Julia,
And the winner is Peter Firth.
Accepting the award for Peter Firth, Miss Jenny Agutter.
That Peter Firth has got this. I was working with him on Equus. I saw him play in the theatre. I thought he was fantastic, and I think he'll be very, very happy. So I can't wait to tell him. Thank you.
The nominees for Best Motion Picture Actress in a Supporting Role are Henry. Just hasn't gotten over the flu, I guess. Joan Blondell for Opening Night. Leslie Brown for The Turning Point.
Quinn Cummings. Quinn Cummings for The Goodbye Girl. Anne Margaret for Joseph Andrews.
Vanessa Redgrave for Julia. And Lelia Scala for Roseland.
And the winner is Vanessa Redgrave.
Miss Jane Fonda will accept the coveted award for Vanessa Redgrave.
So happy for my friend Vanessa. I know she'll be very happy, and I want to thank all of you very, very much.
The song written for film isn't always written out of pure inspiration, but usually out of sheer necessity. It is meant to capture the tone of the movie, adding to its mood and enhancing the storyline, and if the producers are lucky, becoming a hit before the movie is released, so more people will go to see it. In one of this past year's surprise movie successes, the young lady in the film found out she couldn't really depend upon anyone but herself. She even discovered she was a pretty nice person to depend on. She literally lit up her own life. And here to sing tonight's first nominated song from the title song from the title movie from the song, the what? Excuse me. You Light Up My Life is a man who constantly lights up our lives on the television screen each week as Barney Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hal Linden.
So many nights that sit by my window, waiting for someone to sing me her song. So many dreams I'd keep deep inside me, alone in the dark. But now you've come along, and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. Rolling at sea, adrift on the water. Could it be finally I'm turning for home? Finally a chance to say, hey, I love you. Never again to be all alone. And you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my night with song. It can't be wrong when it feels so right for you. You light up my life.
Film no longer means motion pictures versus television. Film is simply a process and not an art form belonging more to one medium than the other. Any of the past winners in this category could qualify for the panoramic screen as well as the 25-inch one. And I'm sure the same holds true for this year's nominees for Best Motion Picture Made for Television. To tell us about them is a young lady whose appearance in the film version of Equus presented a great challenge to her. She had to compete with a horse for a young man's attentions, you see. And the horse won. Naturally, the young man has problems. With her this evening is a young man who shouldn't have any problems at all. His career is firmly planted, as are his roots. Here is Miss Jenny Agutter and Mr. LeVar Burton.
These are the nominees for the Best Motion Picture Made for Television. They are
Just a Little Inconvenience, Fawcett Majors Productions for Universal TV, seen on NBC. Mary Jane Harper Cried Last Night, Christiana Productions for Paramount TV, seen on CBS.
Mary White, Radnitz Mattel Productions on ABC. Raid on Entebbe, Edgar J. Sherrick Associates, 20th Century Fox, seen on NBC.
Something for Joey, MTM Enterprises, shown on CBS. And the winner is
Raid on Entebbe.
The award for Raid on Entebbe will be accepted by producer Edgar J. Sherrick.
few thanks here. First of all, to Peter Finch in his last film performance.